and sit down.
アンソニーとしても知られているザ・スーパービッダン。マイケルとしても知られているザ・ミラクル。
Hey guys, welcome to a brand new episode of Rushdown Radio. I'm Michael.
And I'm Anthony.
This episode, we're going to be talking about which crowd matters the most. Is it the casual scene or is it the competitive scene for video games? More so games that, it's actually a versus or like some type of competitive part to it. So we're talking about your Call of Duties, your Street Fighters, stuff like that. Or your racing games, anything of that sort. So in your opinion, Anthony, which one do you think is more important to developers or publishers?
In the long run, I'm going to say that the casual crowd is more important.
Mm-hmm.
Because those are the people who are going to spend their money the most. The competitive crowd, they'll buy the game, and that's fine. But the casual crowd are the people who look for the arcade modes, the stuff that they can play with their friends and things like that. And both of those crowds will spend money. How long they play it, that's up to them.
Yeah.
But the fact is, they bought the game.
Sure.
The competitive crowd is only so big. Yeah, it's growing, but is it growing enough to sustain a game's life cycle? Is it growing enough to sustain a game's sales expectations? I don't think so. So they need the casual crowd to also get invested so that they buy the game. However long they play it afterwards, not their problem.
Really isn't, because the already initial shell is there, so they have their bottom dollar there.
So, and the bottom dollar does matter because that's how you keep longevity in the game. The more it sells, the more popular it looks, the more they're going to support the game, which is good for the competitive crowd.
Yeah, because as long as they have other people to pretty much invest in their, game they love so much, they'll be able to get new content, hopefully, more DLC, going down the way, and, more support for this game.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's pretty much how, games like, Street Fighter 4 lasted for so long.
Yeah, people bought it. People bought a lot of it.
And kept buying it.
Kept buying the DLC packs, kept buying the upgrades, all that stuff. Because it catered to the casuals as well as the competitive people.
Yeah. I think certain companies do it better than other ones do. I would say Harada, as far as when it comes to fighting games, I think he understands both sides of it because he tries his best. I think he does a really good job of balancing both sides of it. Where I think Capcom, right now, even though I love Street Fighter 5 to death, that's my stuff, but I feel like they're trying to bring in casuals, but they're really trying to cater to the competitive scene the most.
Definitely. And that's evident in things like their latest DLC stuff. The Kanzuki Beach was up for discussion earlier. And a lot of people were upset because they were like, well, if it isn't competitive, why would you release it? Why not? It's a beautiful stage. And I think that stages like that should be more plentiful. Yeah,
we need more stages. When Street Fighter 4 was at, just about every tournament, they only went to the training stage all the time.
Which was boring.
Which is very boring. Thankfully, now they're going to go to other stages, I think, for EVO.
Mm-hmm.
Because the fact it's going to look more visually pleasing to people who aren't, really into, competitive scene.
You won't catch a bunch of casuals going to training mode.
Nah, doubtful, ever.
They're going to go to their favorite looking stage. And they're going to play at their favorite looking stage. They're not going to think of input lag. They're not going to think of, this causes slowdown or certain costumes look, blend in with the back. They're not going to think of that stuff.
They're just thinking, oh my God, it's my favorite costume. Oh my God, it's my favorite stage. Let me play this. Let me do this.
And I think at the end of the day, that's what matters. Because the casuals are looking at things like, does it look good? Do I have fun with it?
Do I enjoy the way it looks?
Yeah. Those things matter to a casual person. Not frames. Not any of that. Not hitboxes or all that crap.
Yeah. Do you think developers need to be aware of both sides in order for the game to be successful, or do you think they just
I will say that there needs to be a balance because if you make a super casual game, then the competitive side's going to get really bored of it.
Yeah.
We've seen that happen.
We have.
I do think that there needs to be a balance struck. There needs to be staple things to keep both sides invested. There needs to be enough single-player content for the casual crowd to keep playing while having enough nuance and multiplayer options for the competitive side to continue playing.
I would definitely agree with all of that. Especially, I think, nowadays, I think both sides of, the casual and the competitive are blending now because of the internet, of course. Whereas before it was like, things like the FGC or, the competitive Call of Duty community and, just FPS games like that. They had their own separate community that most people don't even know anything about. Whereas now, all of them are converging on the internet together now. Like you have people doing Let's Plays and, playthroughs and stuff like that. So everybody's in on it together now.
Yeah, albeit a little messily.
Yeah. But they're together, so they intermix now more so than they ever did before. So when you have like, updates about a fighting game or updates about, Call of Duty and stuff or, new maps and stuff, everybody's in on it. And it's like you have to balance those both because you need them together. Yep. So I'm pretty sure the competitive scene gets a good, chunk of revenue too from these tournaments and stuff.
Oh, definitely.
So that's always helpful for a game. And, people coming and buying it because they hear word of mouth. Like, oh, man, this game looks really fun. I should probably buy it. So both help each other and they both need each other. You can't have one without the other. Or you can have one without the other. Just won't be successful without both of them.
If you cater to just a hardcore crowd, it's not going to go very well as far as your bottom dollar.
Yeah, you probably won't sell that many units. But the game will be played for years. I'm talking like 20 years later, people will still have tournaments for this game.
Yeah, there are plenty of games like that are still having tournaments.
Yeah, like that.
Not really selling, but hey.
Like the Darkstalkers, what was that, Vampire Savior?
Oh my god,
they're
still playing that game.
Forever and ever and ever. So yeah. Alright, I think that wraps up this episode. You have anything, final thoughts you want to say?
Buy Street Fighter 5. They have a story mode now. You can play it.
Yeah, it's a very lengthy story mode too, so it's actually worth an investment.
And it's free. I mean, sure, you can argue we should have been there, but just buy it.
Do it now. This is the time to get it.
Jeez.
All right, guys. Let us know what you think about competitive scene. Are you a part of the competitive scene? Are you just a casual person? Are you somewhere in between? Are you like the hardcore who's pretty much just right there in between both? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.